I
Mhm.
forgot to tell it to the viewers, like Kiran has the ability to, if he knows five major life events of yours, like he'll exactly correct your birth date to the time and to the exact precise second. Like I
Mhm.
wanted to introduce with that. So basically, like I want to understand more. How did this, because what I believe, like what I always believed was science and astrology are like two parallels. They never each other, right? If someone who believes in science, I'm trying to adjust myself for them. Yeah. Someone who believes in science doesn't believe in astrology. Someone who believes in astrology doesn't believe in science. So what was that overlap that happened in you? Like how did you start this, and can you give me a background about that? Like what got you into this?
Yeah. Um, so let me set, let me give you a little bit of uh, terminology when you are comparing science and astrology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Science or technology is a deterministic science, right? So you know the outcome from a technology,
Correct.
right? And science is driven by experiments, and which is pretty deterministic in nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I say deterministic in nature, you know the outcome. You have a TV remote. You turn on the TV remote, assuming your battery is good. You will always expect the TV to turn on. So it's a deterministic. You press an action and you see a result, right?
Mm-hmm.
Astrology is a probabilistic science, but it's not a deterministic science.
Okay.
When I say probabilistic science, you have multiple variables coming into the picture, right? So the outcome is determined is not deterministic, but it is probabilistic. Something like rolling a dice up, or tossing a coin.
Fine, rolling a die.
Um, right, but the more you dive deep into it, the more you will start understanding that there is a method to this probabilistic science, which you would only start appreciating when you understand the fact that this probabilistic science, the foundations for this probabilistic science, was laid by our great rishis many years ago, purely based on empirical observations from the sky. Probably at the time when there were no telescopes, or when there were no uh, fancy gadgets to observe the planets and the stars in the skies, uh, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they were able to correlate the occurrences or happenings in the world to the positioning of the stars in the sky, it's pretty fascinating. It's like discovering fire. And from fire, when you first discover fire, you, you do not necessarily connect that with, oh, I can cook meat or I can cook vegetable, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that connection of, okay, you have discovered fire, but what can you do with it? There would have been a certain time span before you could make that connection, right? Just like that. Okay, so this event is happening on earth. For example, an epidemic like COVID is happening on earth, where there is a lot of great misery around you, and to connect that with a certain events in the sky is pretty far-fetched thought, pretty far-fetched idea, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that our great rishis were able to do that and record the observations, the empirical observations, in a pretty consistent basis, and passed it along generations, centuries down the line. To me, it's amazing. You know, it's pretty fascinating.